Regarding the EVK, two things are needed. Water is needed to cool and clean the sealing device and the bearings. Air is needed to inflate the inflatable seal in case of an emergency. This leads us to a very simple piping system. The blue part on the image is the water source. The minimum water flow needed to cool and clean the system is mainly dependent on the bearings. The seal itself only needs a minimum of 0.4 to 0.5 cubic meters per hour. The bearings need more. That's why you should always check the manual of the bearings for the exact amount of water needed. Original bearings, which are made by the same manufacturer as the sealing device itself, are called eagle bearings. Not all EVK sealing systems are mounted together with eagle bearings. Bearings from other brands are also possible. The rule is that eagle bearings need 0.15 liters of water per minute per millimeter shaft diameter. So, for example, if the shaft diameter is 300 millimeters, we need 2.7 cubic millimeters per hour. That's quite a volume. Using fresh water is too expensive. This is why we always use heavily filtered seawater. A filtering system is used to take out all of the rubbish. The number of water pipelines depends on the shaft diameter. Only one pipeline is needed if the shaft diameter is below 270 millimeters. A second pipeline is needed if the shaft diameter is above 270 millimeters. The pipeline valve is normally open because we want the water to flush in. A pressure gauge is used to check the amount of pressure in the seal housing. A small overpressure is needed to make sure that water is let out instead of water coming into the system. The pressure should be seawater pressure plus 0.1 to 0.3 bar. The red part on the image is the air source. It's a fixed air source and the valve should be installed. The valve is normally closed because we do not want to inflate the system. A pressure gauge is used to measure how much pressure is used on the inflatable seal. The air supply to the system should be a minimum of 3 bar and a maximum of 6 bar. If the pressure is below 3 bar, there is a risk of water sliding under the inflatable seal. Above 6 bar, the inflatable seal is at risk of exploding and thus being unoperable. A small pipe with a relief valve inside is used to let air out of the system.